Alright guys, welcome to HeadToHead Battles. I'm here by myself. It's Tuesday, which means we're doing a deck profile for Friday, okay? Now, Joe, I just want you to know you're not beating me, because I'm the best. Okay, so we're gonna be running our Dark Magician deck, okay? This is my favorite deck. I started Yu-Gi-Oh! With this deck. I plan to finish Yu-Gi-Oh! With this deck, you know what I mean? Let's get straight into it. Now, the Dark Magician deck is kind of a rogue deck, you know, depending on the text that you use in the deck. Let's just get started right away and not waste any time, okay? Every Dark Magician deck needs 3 Dark Magicians, okay? Now, there's not much to say about Dark Magicians. They're a vanilla monster, okay? 2500 attack, 2100 defense. Nothing too crazy, okay? But you definitely want to see these in your hands, okay? So, our next 3 cards is Magician's Rod. These are our main searchers in the deck. These cards allow us to search for Dark Magical Circle, Eternal Soul, and other dank, spicy cards in the deck. Next, we're running 2 Apprentice Illusion Magicians. We're not running 3 because we kind of don't want to break into this, but these basically special summon from the hand by dumping a card and allows us to put a Dark Magician into our hand, okay? We want to see these cards in our opening hands, okay? Next, we're running 2 Magician of Dark Illusions. This card allows us to special summon itself if we activate a spell or trap card on the opponent's turn. So, and these become dark magicians once we summon them. So if we have a Dark Magical Circle on the field, it'll proc that and allow you to banish a card, okay? Next, we're running 1 Dark Magician Girl. Simple. You'll understand why I'm running it in a little bit. So the one of in the deck, we're running 1 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, which allows us to draw into our Spellbook of Knowledge, which allows us to draw 2. Pot of Greed. Next, we're running 3 Effect Veilers. They serve 2 purposes in this deck. One of them being obviously a hand trap, and secondly, it allows us to summon something in the extra deck, which I will show you in a little bit. It's spicy. It's spicy. Next, we're running 2 Ash Blossom, just standard hand traps, meta cards in today's day and age. They're you'll see a lot of it in every deck. Okay, so that's it for the monsters. Set those aside. So now for our magic cards, our bread and butter in the deck, we're running 3 Dark Magical Circles. Basically, when you play this card, it allows you to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and allows you to put a Dark Magician or a Dark Magician card straight to your hand. And on top of that, you can place the cards in any order back on top of your deck, okay? And when you summon a Dark Magician while this is on the field, you can banish a card on the opponent's side of the field. Boom. Bangity boppity. Next, we're running 1 Bond Between Teacher and Student. If we have a Dark Magician on the field, it allows us to special summon a Dark Magician Girl, as well as set a Dark Burning Magic. These are the 1-ofs in the deck, and we're also running a Dark Magic Attack to clear the back row. So basically, I'm not running any MSTs or anything like that, so these 2 cards are kind of my field wipes, okay? We're running 1 Illusion Magic. This card allows us to tribute a spellcaster and then add 2 copies of Dark Magician to my hand. So basically, if I have a Magician's Rod on the field, I'll use Illusion Magic on it, get 2 Dark Magicians to my hand, and then I have my Magician's Rod effect in the graveyard ready to be used. We're running 2 Dark Magic Veils. Basically, we pay 1,000 life points, special summon a Dark Magician if we don't have Eternal Soul on the field, which will allow us to proc our Dark Magical Circle, okay? We're running 2 Magical Ice Fusions, and I'll show you why once we get to the extra deck, okay? We're running 2 Super Polys. A lot of the decks in today's meta are Dark types, so this card is very useful because we're also running Dark, so if they have a monster on the field that we can't out, we'll use Super Poly to tribute my monster and his monster, and basically give us a little bit more of a flow, because again, this isn't a meta deck, it's not tier 1, so if you're up against another tier 1 deck, you want to have any advantage that you possibly can, okay? Now we're running Spellbook of Knowledge and Secrets, okay? So it gives us 3 chances to draw 2. We're running 1 Secret Village of the Spellcasters. If you're going up against Sky Strikers, this card is great. Basically, if you control a spellcaster, your opponent can't activate any spell cards, okay? So that's it for the magic cards. Now we have the beauty of the deck, Eternal Soul. So this card basically makes your Dark Magicians unaffected by card effects, okay? Now, it has 2 effects. The first one is you can special summon a Dark Magician from the hand or graveyard. So you want the Dark Magicians out of your deck as fast as possible, alright? The second effect is to add 1 Dark Magic Attack or 1,000 Knives. Now, we're not running 1,000 Knives, so this card will either help us get are Dark Magic Attack or Dark Magician's out. The one downside to this card is if your opponent destroys this card, you lose all the monsters on the field. But that's okay because we're running a spicy attack in this deck, and I'll show you in a little bit. We're running Triple Magician's Navigation. This card is great. It allows you to special summon a Dark Magician from your hand, as well as it allows you to special summon a level 7 spellcaster or below straight from the deck. So you can actually special summon 2 Dark Magicians, but don't do that because you can only proc Dark Magical Circle once, okay? So when this card is in the graveyard, it has a really dope effect, okay? You can banish this card and negate and target one face-up spell or trap card and basically negate it for free. We're running 2 summon limits for all those meta decks and combo decks. This card is great in any deck. It stops your opponent from summoning more than twice, and that includes all types of summoning, all right? We're running 2 Crackdowns. This card is really good against meta decks. You basically target one face-up monster on the field, take control of it, you can tribute it, you can hold on to it, whatever you want. And for the last card, we're running Dark Renewal. When I control a spellcaster, basically, and they summon, I can tribute your card and my card for a different summon, okay? So, let's get straight into the extra deck. For the extra deck, we're running 2 Fortune Lady Everys. Now, this card is new. Why is this card so good? You can basically summon this card with an Effect Veiler and Apprentice Illusion Magician turn 1. If you draw into both, you can basically special summon the Apprentice Illusion Magician and then normal summon your Effect Veiler and then go straight into this card. This card brings itself back from the graveyard if it dies, okay? So that's why this card is really good. Now, we're also running 2 Quintet Magicians for the Magicalized Fusion. So a lot of people who play Dark Magician don't want their Eternal Soul to be targeted for removal, but for me, I want you to remove it. I want you to target, okay? Basically, if you destroy all my monsters and I have a Magicalized Fusion in hand, this card is great. This card is a board wipe, and this card cannot get Kaiju, okay? It's a 4,500 beater, all right? This card is amazing if you can meet its summoning conditions, okay? We're running 1 We Wish just to give us a little bit of an attack boost so we can fight over monsters, okay? We're running 1 Big Eye. We're running 2 Starting Venom Fusion Dragons, which is our Super Poly targets. We are running 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 2 Nightmare Cerberus, 2 Ebon Illusion Magicians, 1 Link Spider, and 1 Beacop from the Underworld. So, that's it for the deck profile today. Just a little future note to the future Joe somewhere. Joe, I want you to know, I don't think you're beating me. Dark Magician is the best. I might not be Yugi Moto, but I still am SuSu from HeadToHead Battles. Signing out, baby.